India holds a highly touted economic card, the world's largest youth population. Economists call this the demographic dividend, a theoretical advantage where a massive working-age base drives national production. But when you look at the streets, the theoretical advantage clashes with a harsh reality. Widespread youth unemployment is generating intense social friction. For decades, policymakers have treated this friction as a simple skills deficit problem. The prevailing assumption is that mass unemployment can be solved entirely through better education and upskilling. Macroeconomic data following the 1991 liberalization reforms shows a clear divergence. As national GDP skyrocketed over the next 30 years, job creation remains stubbornly flat. Those 1991 reforms built wealth by prioritizing IT and services over mass manufacturing. This generated massive capital for a select few, but failed to create the broad industrial base necessary to employ the general population. Educating a workforce is entirely futile if the underlying economic structure is structurally incapable of generating the jobs they are meant to fill. To understand exactly why the system fails to absorb these workers, we have to look at a specific macroeconomic metric. This is employment elasticity. It measures the percentage change in employment for every 1% of GDP growth. When this ratio drops, an economy produces higher output without needing proportionally more human labor, a condition known as jobless growth. India's economy currently operates with a structurally low employment elasticity. High economic output no longer guarantees human employment. Relying on standard top-line GDP metrics blinds policymakers to the actual structural decay happening inside the labor market. Lawmakers are trapped balancing three conflicting goals: India's growth trilemma. First, the push for ease of doing business. To attract foreign direct investment, governments dilute labor protections. Second, the aggressive push for AI. Corporations optimize by adopting systems that minimize the need for human input. This directly drives our third factor, technological unemployment. Automation permanently replaces human capacity, rather than just assisting it. We are long past AI acting as a mere digital assistant. In critical sectors like agriculture and mass manufacturing, automation is entirely eliminating the need for base-level human workers. You cannot optimize an economy for corporate deregulation and mass job creation when the primary technology adopted permanently eliminates payrolls. To see exactly how this plays out, we can look across the border. China is currently operating as an AI superpower, dealing with the exact demographic fallout India fears. By 2024, Chinese factories had 2 million industrial robots in active operation. And that automation has completely escaped the factory floor, deeply infiltrating the gig economy and daily service sectors. The human cost of this efficiency is quantifiable. By March 2024, unemployment among China's migrant workers hit a 3-year high. A month later, youth unemployment touched 16.3%. 70% of those unemployed youth are university graduates. Their education and upskilling provided no immunity against structural displacement. Massive state investment in AI, without stringent labor protections, creates a highly volatile formula. Millions of highly educated, highly disgruntled youth equal a severe risk to social stability. The Chinese state recognized this brewing crisis and executed a rapid, aggressive course correction to prioritize social stability over free market deregulation. The courts intervened first, officially ruling that terminating a worker solely because an AI can perform their job constitutes an illegal layoff. The executive branch followed immediately, rolling out the Employment First strategy, legally forcing corporations to bear the social responsibility for technological displacement. Under this new ideological framework, if the nature of a job changes due to AI, employers are legally mandated to retain and retrain their workers for new roles, rather than simply discarding them. Surviving the transition into an automated economy requires a state willing to actively intervene and place the burden of technological disruption on corporations, not citizens. These global lessons map directly onto India's own national roadmap for Viksit Bharat 2047. Achieving a developed nation status requires a complete ideological pivot. State policy must move away from ease of doing business and corporate capital rights, and strictly prioritize ease of living and earning alongside workers' rights. In practice, this means executing 3 specific pillars: Employers must be held responsible for upskilling workers. AI-driven layoffs must face strict regulation, and the 4 existing labor codes must be rewritten to protect laborers over financial investors. A demographic dividend only functions as an economic advantage if the population is actually employed and earning. Without aggressive state intervention against technological displacement, that dividend guarantees a demographic disaster.